Well, hello. Oops. Welcome to Preparing to Survive and Thrive Homesteading Channel with Charlie B. So what am I standing behind? I have actually managed to grow onions this year. This is my first time ever. I'm very excited. Yes, I have a lot of onions to do. Plus I have a whole bunch more out in the garden, like twice as many as what I have right here. But I'm so very excited. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a little clip of me out in the garden, showing you the how I harvested and determined whether or not they were ready to be pulled. So here we go. Give me a minute. So let's talk onions today. Today I'm going to be harvesting some onions, and what I've been told is if they're ready to harvest when the bulb is popping out of the ground, which that one is, and the stalks have fallen over. So those are too. So let's see how easy this pulls up. Oh my Lord, yeah, that just pulled up. Now I'm not saying I'm growing the biggest onions, but this is the first year that I've really harvested onions. So I'm going to go around and pull up some more. Now, like I said, I am not growing the biggest onions in the world, but I am growing some onions, and I have like some yellow and some white. I don't remember what they were. I'll have to look at the other video, or you can go back and look at it. But what I was told to just cut these off right where they were broke. So that's pretty much what I'm doing. Now this one's a little taller, a little longer, and I'm just going to literally let me get something here. I'm going to literally just brush off the dirt and kind of clean them up a little bit like that. Not really do much of anything, because then I'm going to put them in my seed starter tins. So now what that pretty much is shelving with that bubble wrap looking insulation that I put over it, which you'll get to see that. But yeah, so I'm going to put these in here. I'm not going to cut anything off other than just the tops, because I want to have the tops to do something else with, which will lead me into the rest of this video. I'm going to put my tops in the sink so I can wash them up here. And okay, this one broke right here. You can see where it's starting to bend, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut that off right there. And I'm not letting anything go to waste. And to tell you, I am going to freeze dry the tops. I've already started having some out there, and I'm going to just bring up the thing so I can actually get these guys brushed off. And yep. So we're just brushing them off, getting some clumps of dirt off. I'm not pulling off any roots or trying to pull off of anything unless it's really, really a nasty piece. So, but that's what I'm doing, and I will show you when I end up showing how many I have. Okay, so let's talk about some onions that I pulled. This big branch here, it was actually from last year, and I let it come up to give me seeds. Well, it was bending over pretty far, and I just wanted to go ahead and see what it looked like, so I went ahead and cut it out. I will cut this up and dry it. Doesn't have much of a bulb, so I guess this is what happens whenever you let your energy go into a seed pod. So I just thought I'd show that one to you before I cut it up. And then this one was already starting to make another onion. So I'm going to go ahead and plant this one outside again to see if it comes up and gives me seeds from next year. So, and let me take you into so you can see how many I have up. I have some more, but they were already starting to go rotten, and I'm going to use those in my meatloaf tonight. So here you go. This is what I'm going to use as a drying rack. I didn't count how many was there. So, but I don't know. I don't care. But I did something. I grew some, and I'm going to get more even out there, at least twice as many. I ended up with probably a good 80 to 100 feet of onions. So, and some came up, some didn't, and I've been pulling them throughout for green onions. But the house smells amazing. It smells just like onions. So I've got the onions up there drying. I'm hoping that they're drying. So got some of my onion tops, a big sink full of them. So I'm going to clean them up and I'm just going to start cutting them up and going to put them in a bowl. I'm not going to do these very wide, about 1/4 of an inch. And I'm going to start down here and just cut all the way up. Now, these are really great for in the wintertime, especially after you freeze dry them, and I will not have to buy any this year. But they're great for in soups and on top of salads. And if you stick them in soups, you can literally rehydrate them once they're freeze dried. And you can just leave them a little crispy to go on top of salads and not worry about rehydrating them. But these, and they sell for quite a pretty little penny at the grocery store. So we won't have to buy them, and therefore it's saving us money. And we're not letting things go to waste. So I'm not going to make you sit here and watch me do a whole sink full that I have. But you get the drift. And I'm not going to put anything that's brown or yucky in them. I already pulled most of these off before I started the video. And yes, I am a slow mover. And I don't know if I have a tool to make it easier for me to cut these. I'm going to be honest. Because they're pretty flimsy when you go to pick them up. So it looks like this is all going to be hand done. And then we'll get them on the freeze dryer trays. So we'll be back. Okay, so I've got all my tops cut off, and I have this, which I just showed you a picture of it. Almost full. So what I'm going to do is I'm literally just going to start putting cups of them on the trays. I'm going to do one per tray, and then I'm going to come back around and go ahead and do another one per tray until I run out of these little guys. Okay. Yes, I will overstuff these trays. I'm hoping, because these are so light, they're not going to take that long to go ahead and freeze dry. And that's awesome. But then I'll have lots and lots of tops to use over the next 25 years. And I'll probably end up using them a lot. And I'll end up freeze drying more of them next year. So, but I'm not going to make you stand here or sit there and watch me fill up all these trays. And these will be going in the freezer overnight. And then I will go ahead and put them in the freeze dryer. And I'll take you along for that little job and journey. We'll be back when I get these all filled up. Okay, so I ended up with 8 cups per tray, and I have a little bit left. So I'm going to stop there, and I'll just put these in the fridge or in the freezer and save them for later. And whenever I'm cutting up more, I can just dump them in. But I'm going to get these guys in the freezer, and we'll be good to go. I'm hoping it doesn't make my ice cream taste like onions, but yeah, I don't know what else to do with them. But there we go. So we'll be back when we head to the freeze dryer. And here we go. We've got them in the freeze dryer, and we already closed the drain valve, and we're going to hit continue. And we will be having some awesome freeze-dried onion tops this winter to put in our potato soup and different things like that. Okay, so here we are. We've got 8 trays of freeze-dried onion tops. I am not going to freeze dry anymore because we have so many of them. But this is a really good idea because I am actually going to go to the grocery store today and let you know how much a small bottle is going to cost me versus 8 cups per tray. So I'm going to get these guys bagged up. So I'm using the biggest bags that I have. I think they're gallon containers, and I'm actually putting 2 trays per bag. And I'm going to put probably at least 2 cc's, 200 cc oxygen absorbers in them. I'm sorry I didn't show you filling this up because my camera cut out. I'm zipping these up until I get the oxygen absorber in there and get everything else done. So what I'm going to show you though, before I get this done, is I've got a half-gallon jar and I'm going to put a tray in here. And this way I'll keep these upstairs and I'll be able to use them while I'm cooking and keep the other ones for maybe a longer store. They slide down fast if you don't watch them. Now that pretty much fills up a half-gallon jar. Not completely, but does a pretty good job of it. Oops, sorry about the noise. And I'm going to use one of my old lids and just put this on here, my ball lids. And I actually bought a portable suction cup device so I could take it on camping trips and take my freeze-dried eggs and be able to reseal the jar. So I'm actually using one of my old lids. I can tell that I used it because it's indented here and it's got more of a ridge right up here. So I'm going to put that right there. I'm going to put this guy, the lid for the wide mouth, right on top of this. Now I could actually put an oxygen absorber in here too, but I'm not going to. And there's a hole right here. I bought this on Amazon. It was actually a pretty decent price. It's like $30-something. So yeah, someday I'm going to get an Amazon store and you can actually order these things off me. But right now we're not going to make it. But go. We'll put this here and it's very quiet. There's a slight difference in change when it's sealing it and sucking out the air. So I would say it's more than likely sealed, but let's check out to see if I'm right. But well, it's stuck on here. Did it seal or did it just ping when I pulled it up? Nope, it is sealed. Awesomeness! So that worked out really good. And I'm just going to put another lid on it or a ring, and that's going to go up in my cabinets. I will put a date on it so I know when to use these guys up. But there you go. So you'll probably see me making potato soup and different things like this winter. I'm hoping to be able to actually use those guys. All right, and I'm going to have to do a little taste test, but I can already tell you they look amazing. You can see how thin they are. They're just literally breaking, not like what a fresh one would be. They would kind of tear and you'd see the juices run out of them. Okay, well, let me get these guys all done up. Okay, so we're over here at the vacuum sealer. I'm going to take a piece of the ribbed piece of a ribbed bag that I would normally use to vacuum seal. I'm going to just put that in here. Make sure it's kind of straightened out along the edge and leave a little bit of it stuck out. And I have, yes, I realize I have oxygen absorbers in there, and I put 200 cc's in this, and I'm just going to spread this out, put that little tab down in, and this should actually help it vacuum seal, suck it out, some of it. Put this on dry, and I'm going to vacuum seal it. So. Now, this vacuum sealer, or any of them that I have come across, is not strong enough to actually seal these bags really well. So what I do, I put them in the Harvest Right sealer and also seal them. But I usually use just the vacuum sealer to get more air out of them, just to help them last longer. So there's our first bag sealed. I did it twice. We're good to go. I might do it a third time just so there's no little end sticking up, because I like it to be flat. But I'm going to go ahead and get the other ones done, and we'll be back. Okay, so what did I end up? Well, I ended up with 3 bags that have 16 cups, pre-measurements in them, and a bag with 8 cups pre-measurement, and a jar with 8 cups pre-measurement, about a half a gallon. I'm quite happy with what I ended up with, and so we'll have these for winter and maybe for the next 35 years in case there's an onion top shortage. But yes, let me get to that store so I can tell you the price of a little bottle. Hang on one second. Okay, so for a 2-ounce bottle on Amazon, I decided not to go to Giant because everybody can look up an Amazon price. It was $11.99, so about $12 for 2 ounces. That's a lot of money that I just saved by freeze drying my own. Now, granted, I did use my energy to plant the onions, to freeze dry the onions, and electricity to freeze dry the onions, but they're naturally organic. I don't put any pesticides or anything like that on them. So I think I won out in this. And like I said, we'll use these like crazy. When I go through this, I'll open up another bag when I'm ready to use them again and fill up a jar again. So remember, if you like my content, please like, share, and subscribe. And please like, share, and subscribe. It does help with the algorithms. If you leave a comment and you like and you share it, it gets my videos out there more. And I want to actually thank my subscribers also and the people that watch my videos. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And this is Charlie B signing out. I'll be talking with you soon. Oh, so before I look up a price, let me do a taste test. These are the ones I saved back. They are so light, airy, thin. I mean, they're just pretty much like papers. That's got an amazing taste. They're very sweet. I'm impressed. So I'm going to finish these up. So let's go find the price.